Red Dead Redemption 2. What can be said about one of the most hyped up games of the year? Let's first dive into the visual experience. This game looks and feels like something completely out of this generation. I lost count of the numerous times where I simply just wanted to explore the views and take in this extraordinary world that Rockstar has created. The atmosphere is absolutely stunning, to say the least. Taking pride in detail, in the short time that I have played RDR2, I learned that you can interact with every single person you see. I mean everybody, that's not exaggeration. You can go up to anybody and have a conversation with them, or do something with them, or whatever you want. You can kill them, help them out, it's your choice, which is what's so great about this game. You control your own destiny, you make the decision and nobody else. It's your world and you live it the way you want to live it. I thought it was also interesting how characters in the game or civilians around you respond to the way you look, dress, smell, or what your reputation is. As you can see above, Arthur Morgan is dressed in some relatively standard Frontier duds. He's not covered in mud, he's not covered in blood, or does he not have a bandit mask on with his gun drawn. Instead, he just looks like a relatively normal guy. As such, his interactions with the folks on this front porch appear to be friendly, but if he rolled up with a gun drawn, covered in blood, those people would have something to say about it. Maybe it's something as simple as, I wouldn't want to mess with that guy, or maybe they outright don't want any business with him because they're afraid for their life. They just may run. More than ever, Rockstar is aiming to make the world of Red Dead Redemption 2 a living one that responds to how you play. On its basis level, this system means you're going to hear a variety of things and experience a variety of reactions based on the way you live as Arthur. It's honestly the little things like this that can be the difference maker between a good game and a great game. Alright, let's get into the gameplay. Now, the controls feel smooth and the gameplay feels realistic as ever. One of my favorite things in the game is going into Dead-Eye mode. Who doesn't like a feature that allows you to play in slow motion? It's also refreshing just to find out that your gun isn't always a solution. I didn't need to pull my gun on that stranger, but just the act of pulling it out in aggression and pointing it, no bullets fired was enough to end the potential altercation. There's a whole mechanic dedicated to holstering and drawing your weapon, and there's a good reason for that. People react to you differently based on whether your gun is loose. Rather than pulling your gun, you're able to focus on individuals, which then offers a few different options. You could also just pull your gun and see what happens, but as in real life, that's a pretty bad way to say hello. It's a novel addition, but the implications are what matters most. Interaction with the world of Red Dead Redemption 2 becomes less binary as a result, and you have a wider range of ways to interact than just, do I kill this person or not? And that's meaningful. It helps to make the world feel more alive. Side missions. In a lot of big open world third-person games, think Assassin's Creed, God of War for instance, there are many main story missions and side missions. Many times they're set up in a list outright, and that can make playing games feel like completing checklists. Red Dead Redemption 2 handles this concept differently. There is a main story to RDR2, and there are things that you can do on the side that won't directly affect that main story. So in that sense, there is a description between main missions and side missions, but that divide isn't nearly as explicit as it usually is. No list, no map full of repeated icons waiting to be ticked off. Instead, the game showed me only a few icons on the map that would progress the main story. While on the way there, as it so often is the case in Rockstar games, I encountered other stuff to do. Hunting the game's dozens of animals, helping a stranger in need, or whatever else it may be. These stories are just likely to be large, interactive experience as the main story missions. I can safely say that this has been one of the most enjoyable adventure game experiences that I have ever come across. There's just so much to do and so much time that can be spent in this game. Red Dead Redemption 2 needs to be owned by everybody, and it's definitely a must-play game of the century type experience. That's why I'm giving RDR2 a perfect 10 out of 10 score. Truly mind-blowing game and highly addictive. Outlaws forever, guys.